Close your eyes. 1994. The internet is 1 year old in any meaningful commercial sense. There are no smartphones. Amazon does not exist. Most people have never sent an email. And a cryptographer named Nick Szabo publishes a short paper describing something he calls a smart contract. The idea is this: what if an agreement between two people could be written not in legal language, but in code? What if the contract could execute itself automatically, without lawyers, without courts, without anyone in the middle? You agree on the terms, the code runs, the outcome is enforced by mathematics, not by authority. Nobody implements it. The technology does not exist yet. But Szabo keeps writing. In 1998, he describes a digital currency called BitGold, a decentralized proof-of-work-based system with a fixed supply. It is, in almost every important way, Bitcoin. He never launches it. Then in 2009, Bitcoin appears, written by an anonymous figure named Satoshi Nakamoto. The design is so similar to Szabo's work that many people in the cryptography world assume they are the same person. Szabo denies it. The mystery has never been resolved. This is the story of Nick Szabo, the man who invented smart contracts 20 years before anyone used them, and who may or may not have invented Bitcoin too. As we begin to unravel the layers of his story, consider what it means to be a pioneer in a field that is only now coming into the full light of understanding. Chapter 1 awaits, where we explore the roots of Szabo's peculiar mind and the influences that shaped his revolutionary thinking. Nick Szabo, a name that echoes through the corridors of digital currency and blockchain technology, was born into a world just beginning to grapple with the transformative power of computers. His early years unfolded in the 1960s and 70s, a time when computers were large, complex machines accessible to only a few. Born to Hungarian immigrants who fled turmoil, Szabo's upbringing was steeped in resilience and a keen pursuit of knowledge. His parents, who had witnessed the revolutions and oppressions of Eastern Europe, instilled in him a deep appreciation for freedom and privacy. The Szabo family settled in the United States, a land ripe with opportunities and challenges. It was here, amidst the backdrop of the Cold War and the space race, that Szabo's fascination with computers began. By the time he was a teenager, the personal computing revolution had started to take hold, with machines like the Apple II capturing the imagination of a generation. Szabo was captivated by the potential of these devices, seeing in them more than just tools for computation, but rather new mediums for human interaction and innovation. When Szabo enrolled at the University of Washington, he chose to study computer science, a field that promised to unlock the secrets of this burgeoning technology. He graduated around 1989, a pivotal moment in the history of computing, just as the internet was beginning to extend its reach beyond academic and military circles. His education at the university was more than an accumulation of knowledge. It was an immersion into a world where technology and theory coalesced. Szabo's mind, ever curious and analytical, thrived in this environment. Alongside his studies in computer science, Szabo also pursued law, a field not typically associated with the binary logic of computers. Yet for Szabo, this was a natural progression. He saw law as a system of rules and contracts, akin to the algorithms and protocols that govern computers. This dual interest in law and technology would later become a cornerstone of his work, particularly in his development of smart contracts. These contracts, self-executing and coded into digital form, were a fusion of his legal and technical expertise. The early 1990s were a time of great change and potential. Advances in network technology and cryptography were opening new possibilities for privacy and secure communication. It was during this period that Szabo became involved with the Cypherpunk movement, a community dedicated to using cryptographic tools to foster privacy and freedom in the digital age. The Cypherpunks, operating primarily through a mailing list, were a diverse group of programmers, activists, and thinkers united by a common belief in the transformative power of cryptography. Within this group, Szabo found a fertile ground for his ideas. He exchanged thoughts with luminaries like David Chaum, whose pioneering work in digital cash systems had set the stage for future developments in digital currency. Chaum's invention of blinded signatures, which allowed for secure and private transactions, resonated deeply with Szabo's own interests. Here, among the cypherpunks, the seeds of his future contributions were planted. The discussions were vibrant, filled with debates over privacy, trust, and the role of government in the digital realm. Szabo's involvement with the cypherpunks was more than mere participation. It was a collaborative exploration of a nascent field. The late-night conversations and spirited debates on the mailing list provided a crucible for his emerging ideas. It was here that he began to articulate concepts that would later become foundational to digital currencies and smart contracts. In the early 1990s, as the world was waking up to the possibilities of the internet, Szabo was already envisioning a future where digital agreements could be automatically executed without the need for intermediaries. The concept of smart contracts was formalized in a paper Szabo published in 1994. In this groundbreaking work, he introduced the idea of self-executing contracts, using the metaphor of a vending machine to illustrate how contracts could automatically execute when certain conditions were met. Smart contracts, he proposed, could reduce the need for trusted third parties, thus enhancing the efficiency and security of transactions. This was a radical idea at the time, challenging traditional notions of how agreements were made and enforced. Szabo's vision was not just theoretical. It was a practical blueprint for a new kind of contract, one that could harness the power of digital technology to enforce agreements with precision and reliability. The implications were profound, promising to revolutionize industries dependent on contracts, from finance to real estate. His paper laid the groundwork for what would eventually become a key element of blockchain technology, influencing both contemporaries and future generations of technologists. The potential applications of smart contracts were vast, limited only by the imagination of those who dared to explore them. By the late 1990s, Szabo's ideas were gaining traction among those on the cutting edge of digital technology. In 1998, he proposed a digital currency system called BitGold, a precursor to Bitcoin. BitGold featured a proof-of-work mechanism, a concept crucial to the functioning of decentralized digital currencies. This proposal was a testament to Szabo's foresight and his deep understanding of the challenges facing digital currency systems. Although BitGold was never implemented, its influence on Bitcoin is unmistakable. As we close this chapter on the roots of Nick Szabo's peculiar mind, we see the confluence of his early experiences, education, and the communities he engaged with, all shaping his revolutionary ideas. His journey, marked by curiosity and innovation, was just beginning. Szabo's contributions were not isolated events, but rather part of a broader narrative in the evolution of digital currency and smart contracts. These early steps set the stage for a future where his ideas would be pivotal in the development of technologies that redefine trust and exchange in the digital world. In the next chapter, we delve deeper into the specifics of Szabo's landmark paper on smart contracts from 1994. We will explore the details of his vending machine metaphor and examine the potential implications for financial systems. Szabo's ideas, though initially met with skepticism, would eventually become central to the ongoing evolution of blockchain technology. His foresight and ingenuity beckon us to further unravel the story behind the innovation that continues to shape our digital landscape. In 1994, Nick Szabo stood at a unique intersection of law and technology. A graduate of the University of Washington, Szabo had immersed himself in both computer science and legal theory. This dual expertise enabled him to see beyond the horizon of traditional contractual systems. It was in this year that Szabo published a paper that would subtly but significantly alter the course of digital agreements. His introduction of smart contracts was a concept both revolutionary and deceptively simple. Imagine a vending machine. You insert a coin, make a selection, and the machine executes your choice without the need for a human intermediary. Szabo likened smart contracts to this mechanism, self-executing agreements encoded in digital form. They promised a future where transactions could occur with precision, trust, and efficiency, potentially transforming everything from financial dealings to legal frameworks. Szabo's vision was not born in isolation. His ideas were nurtured by the burgeoning Cypherpunk movement, a collective of minds dedicated to privacy and cryptographic innovation. This community, active in the 1990s, provided fertile ground for digital pioneers. Names like David Chaum were already exploring the boundaries of digital cash systems. Chaum's invention of DigiCash in the late 1980s showed how cryptography could secure and anonymize transactions. Szabo's engagement with these forward-thinking individuals sharpened his resolve to forge a path where contracts and cryptography could converge. The Cypherpunk mailing list was a digital salon of sorts, where ideas flowed as freely as dialogue. Here, Szabo refined his theories amid debates about digital privacy and the burgeoning internet. It was an era where the potential of the web was both intoxicating and daunting. The implications of smart contracts extended far beyond the technical realm. By embedding terms and conditions within code, these contracts could automatically enforce themselves once predefined criteria were met. This minimized the need for traditional enforcement bodies and intermediaries, potentially reducing costs and increasing transparency. In a world where trust often came at a premium, Szabo's concept offered a tantalizing glimpse of what could be possible. Yet, the path to acceptance was not straightforward. Legal systems were, and still are, deeply rooted in human interpretation and judgment. Bridging the gap between legal reasoning and digital codes required a paradigm shift. Szabo understood this intimately due to his legal background. He recognized that while smart contracts could reduce reliance on third parties, they also raised complex questions about liability, error, and interpretation. In the years following his paper, Szabo continued to refine his ideas, navigating the delicate balance between technology and law. His advocacy for smart contracts gained traction among technologists and legal theorists alike. They began to see the potential for a world where the friction of traditional contracts could be minimized through this new digital framework. The metaphor of the vending machine became a useful tool for illustrating the concept. It was a tangible example that even those outside the realm of technology could grasp. However, the true genius of Szabo's idea lay in its adaptability. The potential applications seemed almost limitless, from financial derivatives to property rights, from peer-to-peer insurance to decentralized governance. Each domain bore the potential to be upended by these self-executing scripts. The year 1994 marked only the beginning. The introduction of smart contracts set the stage for more daring innovations. Szabo's vision was, in many ways, ahead of its time, a precursor to the decentralized technologies that would emerge in the coming decades. Yet, enthusiasm was tempered by the challenges of integrating these ideas into existing systems. The world was only just beginning to grasp the potential of the internet, let alone the cryptographic frameworks that were being proposed. In hindsight, Szabo's paper was a seed planted in fertile ground, waiting for the right conditions to blossom. The concept of smart contracts would eventually become foundational to blockchain technology, a term that had not yet been coined. As the millennium approached, attention shifted towards creating digital currencies that could leverage these principles. Szabo, ever the visionary, was already contemplating the next step. Just 4 years later, in 1998, Szabo laid out his proposal for BitGold, a theoretical precursor to what we now know as Bitcoin. This proposal built upon the groundwork laid by smart contracts and introduced a novel approach to digital scarcity. BitGold's architecture borrowed from the same proof-of-work mechanisms later employed by Bitcoin, establishing a ledger of transactions secured by computational effort. Here again, Szabo's ideas would foreshadow a revolution in digital money. As we close this chapter, the rise of smart contracts illustrates the gradual convergence of cryptography and commerce. Through Szabo's work, we glimpse the possibilities that emerge when theoretical rigor meets technological innovation. The story of smart contracts is not merely about technology. It is about envisioning new ways to navigate the complexities of human agreements. With each step, Szabo moved closer to realizing a future where trust could be built into the very architecture of our digital world. As the dawn of the 21st century approached, Szabo and his contemporaries stood on the brink of a new epoch. Their work seeded ideas that would flourish in the fertile ground of the internet, evolving and adapting far beyond their original scope. In our next chapter, we will explore Szabo's BitGold proposal, a concept that laid the foundational stones for Bitcoin, the digital currency that would change the world. In our next chapter, we will explore Szabo's BitGold proposal, a concept that laid the foundational stones for Bitcoin, the digital currency that would change the world. To understand BitGold, we must first navigate the technological landscape of 1998. The internet was burgeoning, a new frontier ripe for exploration and innovation. It was a year when Google was freshly founded, and digital communications were slowly but steadily revolutionizing everyday life. Nick Szabo was at the forefront of this digital revolution, wielding a unique blend of computer science and legal acumen. His studies at the University of Washington, where he graduated in computer science around 1989, laid the technical groundwork. But it was his legal education that uniquely positioned him to envision a digital currency system intertwined with complex legal and contractual frameworks. These dual interests spurred the creation of his BitGold proposal. BitGold was conceived as a response to the limitations of traditional financial systems. Szabo saw inefficiencies and vulnerabilities in centralized control. The economic turmoil of the late 1990s, including the 1997 Asian financial crisis, underscored the fragility of existing monetary systems. This context fueled Szabo's desire to create a digital currency that operated independently of centralized institutions. The idea of BitGold revolved around a proof-of-work mechanism, an ingenious system that required computational effort to produce a cryptographic token. Each token would be unique and verifiable, akin to a digital fingerprint. This system was a precursor to Bitcoin's own proof-of-work algorithm. The core concept was to ensure scarcity in value through computational labor, a principle reminiscent of precious metals like gold. Unlike tangible gold, however, this currency was to exist solely in the digital realm. Fascinated by the idea of decentralization, Szabo envisioned a world where individuals could transact without the need for trusted third parties. This vision dovetailed with the ideals of the Cypherpunk movement, a community Szabo was actively involved with. The cypherpunks advocated for privacy-enhancing technologies and critiqued the pervasive surveillance of traditional financial networks. Szabo's BitGold proposal was more than a technical blueprint. It was a philosophical statement aligning with these values. To engineer BitGold, Szabo proposed using a chain of cryptographic hashes that would link each block of data. The computational work needed to generate these hashes would be publicly verifiable, creating an immutable record of transactions. This was a revolutionary idea, one that emphasized security and integrity. Each participant in the network would rely on mathematical proof rather than human trust, laying the groundwork for what would later be known as blockchain technology. Despite its brilliance, BitGold never came to fruition as a fully operational system. However, it sparked discussions and debates within the cryptographic community, serving as a fertile testing ground for ideas that would influence future developments. Szabo's proposal was a catalyst, inspiring others to pursue similar projects and pushing the boundaries of what digital currencies could achieve. The emotional weight of Szabo's ideas cannot be understated. At a time when the world was grappling with the early stages of digital transformation, he foresaw a paradigm shift that many could not yet imagine. His concepts were forward-thinking, challenging the status quo and questioning the very nature of money and trust. It was a journey of intellectual courage, one that required defying conventional wisdom and embracing uncertainty. In 2008, a decade after Szabo's BitGold proposal, an enigmatic figure known as Satoshi Nakamoto introduced Bitcoin. The parallels between Bitcoin and BitGold were striking. Both systems relied on proof-of-work mechanisms, cryptographic security, and decentralized operations. These similarities have fueled speculation about Szabo's potential involvement in Bitcoin's creation. Could he be Nakamoto? While Szabo has consistently denied this connection, the mystery persists, adding an intriguing layer to his legacy. Throughout the years, Szabo's contributions have become integral to the history of digital currencies. His work is often cited as a foundational element in the development of blockchain technology. By envisioning a digital currency that operated independently of traditional financial systems, Szabo not only anticipated Bitcoin, but also inspired a new era of innovation in financial technology. His influence extends beyond mere technical contributions. It represents a shift in how society perceives money, privacy, and trust. As we delve deeper into the narrative of digital currencies, it becomes clear that Szabo's journey is woven into the fabric of modern cryptographic advancements. His ideas resonate in the ongoing evolution of cryptocurrencies and smart contract platforms. While BitGold itself did not manifest as a working currency, its spirit lives on, a testament to Szabo's vision and foresight. The realm of digital currencies continues to evolve, propelled by the foundational concepts Szabo helped to pioneer. His influence can be seen in the rise of decentralized finance, non-fungible tokens, and blockchain-based applications that are reshaping industries. The echoes of his work ripple through time, influencing new generations of technologists who stand on the shoulders of giants like Szabo. In reflecting on Nick Szabo's contributions, it's important to recognize the blend of intellect and imagination that fueled his insights. He occupied a unique position at the intersection of technology and philosophy, daring to dream of a future where digital money transcended the limitations of its physical counterpart. His legacy is one of innovation, but also of courage, the courage to envision a world reshaped by cryptographic principles. As we conclude this chapter on BitGold, the path ahead is illuminated by Szabo's enduring impact. His work laid the groundwork for a digital revolution that continues to unfold, challenging our perceptions and redefining our interactions with money. Our journey through the history of cryptocurrency is far from over. Join us in the next chapter, where we will delve into the cypherpunks and their quest for digital privacy, exploring Szabo's role within this influential movement. The story of digital currency is as much about community as it is about technology. We invite you to continue this exploration with us as we unravel the intricate web of ideas and innovations that continue to shape our digital future. We invite you to continue this exploration with us as we unravel the intricate web of ideas and innovations that continue to shape our digital future. As we delve into Chapter 4, the cypherpunks and digital privacy, we find ourselves in the mid-1990s, a transformative period for the digital landscape. This was a time when the cypherpunk movement was gaining momentum, challenging norms, and pushing the boundaries of what technology could do for privacy and individual freedom. In this vibrant environment, Nick Szabo emerged as an influential voice, contributing to a discourse that was as much about philosophy as it was about code. The Cypherpunk mailing list was more than just a digital bulletin board. It was a crucible of ideas. Established in 1992, it became a gathering place for technologists, activists, and thinkers devoted to crafting a future where privacy was paramount. Among its most notable participants were names like Eric Hughes, who penned the Cypherpunk Manifesto, and Timothy C. May, whose vision of crypto-anarchy inspired a generation. But it was Nick Szabo's unique blend of legal insight and technical acumen that set him apart. A graduate in computer science from the University of Washington around 1989, Szabo also studied law. This dual expertise allowed him to view the intersection of technology and legal frameworks from a perspective few others could. His interactions on the mailing list often reflected a deep understanding of how cryptographic tools could be used to create systems that minimize the need for trust. In these discussions, ideas were not mere abstractions. They were blueprints for a new digital order. One of Szabo's key contributions was his relentless focus on decentralization, an idea that would later become foundational to the Bitcoin project. In a world where centralized entities held sway over personal data and digital interactions, Szabo envisioned systems that could operate independently of any single point of control. This was not just a technical challenge, but a philosophical stance, one that aligned closely with the cypherpunk ethos of empowering individuals through technology. The mailing list served as a sounding board where Szabo and his peers debated the potential and pitfalls of digital privacy. It was here that the concepts of anonymity, encryption, and peer-to-peer networks were rigorously examined and refined. These discussions were not limited to the theoretical. They often touched on real-world implications and the legal challenges that such technologies might face. Szabo's legal background allowed him to navigate these debates with a nuanced understanding, advocating for solutions that were both innovative and pragmatic. In this dynamic environment, Szabo's work on smart contracts continued to evolve. His 1994 paper had already laid the groundwork, introducing the idea of self-executing agreements that could operate independently of human intervention. On the cypherpunk list, these concepts were expanded and scrutinized, gaining depth and complexity as they were exposed to the collective intellect of the group. The comparison of smart contracts to vending machines, capable of executing transactions automatically, became a powerful metaphor that resonated well beyond the confines of the mailing list. As the 1990s progressed, the cypherpunks found themselves at the forefront of a burgeoning digital privacy movement. Governments and corporations were beginning to recognize the disruptive potential of cryptographic technologies, leading to increased scrutiny and regulatory pressure. In this climate, Szabo and his peers were acutely aware of the delicate balance between innovation and compliance. They understood that while cryptography could offer unprecedented levels of privacy and security, it also posed challenges to established legal and economic systems. Despite these external pressures, the cypherpunk community remained steadfast in its commitment to privacy and decentralization. Szabo's proposals, including his revolutionary idea of bit gold, were emblematic of this commitment. Introduced in 1998, bit gold was a precursor to Bitcoin that incorporated a proof-of-work mechanism similar to the one that would later be used in Satoshi Nakamoto's famous cryptocurrency. Though bit gold was never implemented, it represented a significant step forward in the evolution of digital currency, demonstrating the viability of decentralized financial systems long before Bitcoin's ascent. While the cypherpunks were primarily concerned with the technical aspects of privacy and decentralization, Szabo brought another dimension to the table, the human element. He understood that the technology could not exist in a vacuum. It had to serve real-world needs and be accessible to the average person. This human-centric approach informed many of his contributions, ensuring that the solutions proposed were not only technologically sound, but also socially relevant. As we reflect on this pivotal chapter in the history of digital privacy, we see that the seeds planted by Szabo and his fellow cypherpunks have grown into a vast and complex ecosystem. Today, their ideas underpin technologies that millions rely on for secure communication, financial transactions, and data protection. The movement's legacy is evident in the ongoing debates about privacy, security, and the role of technology in society. Debates that are as vital now as they were in the 1990s. In closing, the story of Nick Szabo and the cypherpunks is a testament to the power of ideas and the enduring impact of those who dare to challenge the status quo. Their work laid the groundwork for the digital age we live in today, where questions of trust, privacy, and decentralization are more important than ever. As we look to the future, the same spirit of innovation and inquiry that drove Szabo and his peers continues to inspire new generations of technologists and thinkers. With this understanding, let us prepare to delve deeper into the quest for decentralization, a journey that promises to further illuminate Nick Szabo's influence on contemporary digital paradigms. With this understanding, let us prepare to delve deeper into the quest for decentralization, a journey that promises to further illuminate Nick Szabo's influence on contemporary digital paradigms. Decentralization at its core is the idea of distributing power away from a central authority. Szabo, with his unique blend of computer science and legal acumen, was particularly drawn to the possibilities it presented. In the mid-1990s, the world was standing at the cusp of a digital revolution. The internet was burgeoning, and the potential to reshape traditional structures was becoming evident. Szabo, like many of his peers in the cypherpunk community, saw the internet as a tool to empower individuals rather than institutions. He envisioned systems where trust was not placed in people or governments, but in code and cryptography. The quest for decentralization was not merely an academic exercise for Szabo. It was deeply personal and philosophical. He believed, much like his contemporaries, that centralized systems were vulnerable to corruption and inefficiency. By distributing control, Szabo argued, systems could become more robust and equitable. This ethos was embodied in his proposal for BitGold in 1998. BitGold, though never fully implemented, was a seminal idea that sought to decentralize currency. It proposed a system where digital assets could be created and verified without a central authority, laying the groundwork for what would later become Bitcoin. The proof-of-work mechanism, integral to BitGold, was a novel concept that illustrated how digital scarcity could be achieved. The appeal of decentralization extended beyond digital currency. It signaled a potential shift in societal structures where rights and freedoms could be safeguarded through technology. Szabo understood the historical significance of such a shift. He saw parallels in history where technological advancements like the printing press had decentralized information, leading to profound societal changes. The late 1990s and early 2000s were a time of intense exploration in the realm of digital privacy and cryptography. The Cypherpunk mailing list was abuzz with discussions on how to protect individual freedoms in an increasingly surveilled world. Szabo was an active contributor, often debating the merits and challenges of various cryptographic systems. He was, by nature, a thinker who thrived in environments that encouraged questioning the status quo. His interactions with other cypherpunks, like Hal Finney and Wei Dai, further fueled his passion for decentralization. These discussions formed the intellectual backbone of many ideas that would later manifest in the cryptocurrency space. The belief was that privacy was a fundamental right, and technology was the key to its preservation. In his writings, Szabo often reflected on the inherent flaws of centralized financial systems. He pointed to historical events, such as the hyperinflation in Zimbabwe and the 1997 Asian financial crisis, as evidence of what could go wrong when too much power rested with too few. Decentralized systems, he argued, offered a buffer against such catastrophes, providing stability and autonomy to individuals. By 2008, as the global financial crisis unfolded, the demand for an alternative to traditional financial systems intensified. The crisis highlighted the fragility of centralized systems and fueled interest in decentralized currencies. This environment of uncertainty and change set the stage for the emergence of Bitcoin. Though Szabo had laid much of the theoretical groundwork for Bitcoin with BitGold, it was the white paper published by the mysterious Satoshi Nakamoto that brought these ideas to life. The speculation about Szabo's involvement in Bitcoin's creation is well documented. His writings and ideas bear striking similarities to the concepts outlined in the Bitcoin white paper. However, Szabo has consistently denied being Nakamoto. Whether or not he was directly involved, his influence on Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies is undeniable. His vision of a decentralized financial system had become a reality, capturing the imagination of millions worldwide. The impact of Szabo's ideas on decentralization extends beyond currency. It has inspired innovations in various fields, from supply chains to governance systems. The underlying principles of decentralization, transparency, security, and autonomy are being applied to create more resilient and efficient systems across industries. In the cryptocurrency community, Szabo is revered as a pioneer. His work has sparked a global movement that continues to challenge and redefine conventional systems. The quest for decentralization has become a rallying cry for a new generation of technologists and thinkers who envision a future where individuals have greater control over their lives and assets. Szabo's journey in pursuit of decentralization reflects a broader historical trend where technology serves as a catalyst for change. Just as the invention of the printing press democratized knowledge, decentralized systems have the potential to democratize wealth and power. As we explore the connections between Szabo's work and the rise of Bitcoin, it's crucial to acknowledge the human stories that intertwine with these technological advancements. Many early adopters of Bitcoin were motivated by personal experiences with financial exclusion or systemic failures. For them, decentralization offered hope and a means to reclaim agency over their economic futures. In reflecting on Szabo's legacy, it becomes clear that his contributions are not just technical, but deeply human. He envisioned a world where technology could break down barriers and create new pathways for prosperity and freedom. His ideas continue to resonate, inspiring ongoing efforts to build more inclusive and decentralized systems. As we prepare to delve into the next chapter, let us keep in mind the profound impact of Szabo's quest for decentralization. It is a journey that challenges us to rethink how we interact with technology and each other, pushing the boundaries of what's possible in our digital age. The road ahead will explore Szabo's connections to Bitcoin and the ongoing debate about his role in its creation. The mystery surrounding Satoshi Nakamoto remains one of the most intriguing aspects of the cryptocurrency story, a mystery that we will continue to unravel in the next chapter. The mystery surrounding the identity of Satoshi Nakamoto has puzzled both enthusiasts and experts since Bitcoin's inception in 2009. While the true identity remains concealed, whispers often circle back to Nick Szabo. Szabo, a figure both revered and enigmatic, possesses a blend of traits that some argue align perfectly with the elusive creator of Bitcoin. In the shadowy world of online forums and cryptographic discussions, Szabo's name frequently surfaces alongside the pseudonym Satoshi Nakamoto. His deep understanding of cryptography and history with digital currency projects like BitGold make him an intriguing candidate. But perhaps it's Szabo's philosophical alignment with Bitcoin's core principles that fuels the most speculation. Bitcoin was born out of a desire to create a decentralized currency, immune to the failings of traditional financial systems. This ethos reflects Szabo's vision, articulated through his writings and projects over the years. A prime example is his 1998 proposal for BitGold, which predated Bitcoin by more than a decade and introduced many of the same concepts. BitGold was a decentralized digital currency concept that incorporated proof-of-work mechanisms, a foundational element also found in Bitcoin. Proof-of-work involves solving complex mathematical puzzles, which not only secures the network, but also regulates the creation of new units of currency. This innovative approach was integral in solving the so-called double spending problem, a notorious issue in digital transactions where a single digital token could be spent multiple times. While BitGold never materialized as a functioning currency, its influence on the design and implementation of Bitcoin is undeniable. Szabo's insights into the need for a decentralized currency free from centralized control and susceptible to government interference mirrored Bitcoin's white paper philosophy. However, despite these striking similarities, Szabo has consistently denied being Satoshi Nakamoto. The speculation persists largely due to Szabo's unique blend of skills and interests. He studied computer science at the University of Washington, graduating around 1989, and also pursued studies in law. This rare combination of technical proficiency and legal understanding positioned him uniquely to envision how digital agreements could transform the economic landscape. One must consider the context of the late 2000s, a tumultuous period marked by financial crises and widespread distrust in traditional banking systems. Bitcoin's introduction in 2009, during the aftermath of the global financial meltdown, seemed almost prescient. It was a period ripe for radical innovation in currency systems, driven by a collective desire to reclaim personal financial autonomy. Amidst this backdrop, Szabo's existing work became a critical foundation for ideation and discourse around what digital currencies could achieve. His active participation in the Cypherpunk mailing list underscored his commitment to privacy and cryptographically secured systems. The Cypherpunk movement, a congregation of like-minded individuals advocating for privacy-enhancing technologies, was crucial in shaping the discourse around digital currencies like Bitcoin. Furthermore, Szabo's writings reveal a profound understanding of monetary history and the evolution of exchange systems. He often referenced historical precedents, drawing parallels between ancient systems of trade and modern digital equivalents. This historical context provided a philosophical framework for Bitcoin, a digital currency that aims to combine the durability of precious metals like gold with the transactional efficiency of digital technology. In 2008, the anonymous Satoshi Nakamoto released the Bitcoin white paper, igniting a revolution in how we think about and use money. The white paper detailed a decentralized electronic payment system, describing a new form of currency immune to centralized control. It was a bold declaration against the status quo, resonating with the very ideas Szabo had been exploring for years. The parallels between Szabo's writings and Satoshi's white paper fuel ongoing debates. Linguistic analyses of Szabo's and Nakamoto's writings reveal striking similarities in language and style. These analyses, while fascinating, do not provide definitive proof of identity. Instead, they highlight the shared visions that many, including Szabo, had for a future where decentralized digital currency could become a reality. Yet, the intrigue around Szabo and Bitcoin extends beyond mere technical similarities. It delves into the philosophical and ethical dimensions of currency and trust. Szabo's advocacy for smart contracts, introduced in his 1994 paper, provided a conceptual framework for automating and securing transactions without intermediaries. These self-executing agreements could be seen as precursors to the programmable money systems that Bitcoin and subsequent cryptocurrencies enable. Despite evidence and speculation, the question persists: why would Szabo deny being Satoshi Nakamoto if he indeed were the creator of Bitcoin? Some suggest it could be a matter of privacy and security. Others propose philosophical reasons: a desire to let Bitcoin stand on its own merits, free from the cult of personality that could shadow its progress. In 2014, when journalist Dominic Frisby claimed Szabo was Satoshi, Szabo's response was characteristically reserved. He neither confirmed nor denied the claims, simply stating, "I'm afraid you got it wrong doxing me as Satoshi, but I'm used to it." This response, while dismissive, did little to quell the speculation. The enigma of Satoshi Nakamoto continues to captivate the world, a puzzle without a clear resolution. Szabo's contributions to the field of cryptography and digital currency remain indisputable, regardless of whether he is Satoshi. His ideas laid the groundwork for a new era of financial systems, challenging conventional notions of trust and exchange. As we look to the future, Szabo's legacy persists in the ongoing evolution of blockchain technology and smart contracts. His work spurred an entire movement towards financial autonomy and privacy, echoing in every cryptocurrency project that follows. In the next chapter, we will delve into Szabo's enduring influence on modern cryptographic practices, exploring how his foundational concepts have shaped the technologies that drive industries today. The journey continues into the legacy and influence of a mind that forever altered the course of digital currency. The journey continues into the legacy and influence of a mind that forever altered the course of digital currency. Nick Szabo's contributions to the world of cryptography and digital transactions are profound, yet often understated. His theoretical frameworks, crafted over decades, remain pillars supporting the edifice of modern cryptocurrency. To understand this fully, we must delve into the impact of his work on the digital world and its persistent influence today. Szabo's seminal idea of smart contracts, introduced in 1994, resonated deeply within the tech community. This concept transformed how agreements could be executed, automatically, without intermediaries. The metaphor of a vending machine, simple yet potent, illustrated a future where transactions could occur without trust. This was a radical departure from traditional legal agreements, combining Szabo's dual expertise in computer science and law. One of the earliest instances where Szabo's influence was directly felt was within the burgeoning open-source community. Developers from various backgrounds began to explore the potential of implementing smart contracts. By the early 2000s, platforms like Ethereum began to form, inspired by Szabo's vision, aiming to bring smart contracts into mainstream usage. Vitalik Buterin, the co-founder of Ethereum, often cites Szabo's work as a foundational influence in his decision to create the platform. Ethereum, launched in 2015, is now a critical player in the blockchain space, with smart contracts as a core feature. Szabo's earlier proposal, BitGold, although not fully realized, laid the groundwork for what would eventually become Bitcoin. The introduction of a proof-of-work system, crucial for maintaining network integrity without centralized control, was a pioneering idea of immense consequence. Though BitGold itself never became operational, its conceptual framework was echoed in Bitcoin's design, a testament to Szabo's prescient understanding of digital currency's potential. The Cypherpunk community, of which Szabo was an integral part, played a pivotal role in fostering these groundbreaking ideas. This group of cryptographers, privacy advocates, and technologists was united by a shared vision of decentralization and privacy. It was within this collaborative environment that Szabo's ideas found fertile ground. The Cypherpunk's mailing list, an influential forum during the 1990s, served as a breeding ground for discussions that would eventually lead to the creation of Bitcoin. In many ways, Szabo's legacy is intertwined with that of Satoshi Nakamoto, Bitcoin's enigmatic creator. The speculation surrounding Szabo's possible identity as Nakamoto adds layers of intrigue to his story. Although Szabo has consistently denied being Nakamoto, the similarities between his work and Bitcoin's architecture fuel ongoing debate. This speculation, while intriguing, often overshadows the broader impact of Szabo's ideas, which extend far beyond the creation of a single digital currency. In 2014, a forensic linguistics study conducted by Aston University further fueled this speculation. Researchers examined the writing style of Szabo and compared it to Nakamoto's writings, concluding that they were strikingly similar. While this study added weight to the theory, Szabo's own focus remained on the broader implications of decentralized systems rather than personal recognition. Szabo's work has influenced not only cryptocurrency, but also the legal and financial sectors. As smart contracts continue to gain traction, industries are beginning to adopt these automated agreements. In 2016, the blockchain-based platform, Ethereum, showcased the potential of smart contracts in a high-profile manner through its Decentralized Autonomous Organization, DAO. Although the DAO faced challenges, including a significant hack, it demonstrated the real-world applicability of Szabo's ideas. The legal profession, too, is grappling with the implications of smart contracts. As these digital agreements become more prevalent, new legal frameworks are emerging to accommodate them. Szabo's intersectional expertise in law and technology is proving increasingly relevant as traditional legal systems adapt to the realities of a digital age. The potential for smart contracts to streamline and secure transactions is vast, suggesting a future where Szabo's ideas become even more integral to our economic infrastructure. By 2020, the global blockchain market was valued at approximately $3 billion, with projections indicating exponential growth. This expansion reflects not only the increasing adoption of blockchain technology, but also the enduring influence of Szabo's conceptual contributions. As industries from finance to supply chain management incorporate blockchain, the foundational principles laid out by Szabo continue to resonate. Nick Szabo's legacy extends into the realm of privacy, a core principle for the cypherpunks. In an era where data is a valuable commodity, Szabo's advocacy for privacy and decentralization remains prescient. His work underscores the importance of safeguarding personal information, an issue that has only grown in urgency with the proliferation of digital technologies. Moreover, Szabo's influence is seen in the ongoing development of new blockchain-based technologies. Innovations such as decentralized finance, DeFi, which has gained significant traction since 2019, owe much to the groundwork laid by Szabo's ideas. DeFi seeks to replicate financial instruments in a decentralized manner without reliance on traditional financial institutions. This movement is a direct evolution of the trustless systems Szabo envisioned decades ago. As we reflect on Szabo's impact, it is clear that his vision extended beyond mere technological advancements. He foresaw a societal shift towards decentralized and automated systems that empowered individuals. This vision resonates today as digital currency and blockchain continue to challenge established norms and push the boundaries of what is possible. Szabo's ideas also continue to inspire new generations of developers and thinkers. As more people engage with blockchain technology, his work remains a touchstone for innovation. The open-source nature of these technologies invites collaboration and iteration, ensuring that Szabo's legacy will continue to evolve and adapt. As we conclude this chapter, we are left with an appreciation for the profound influence of Nick Szabo's work. His contributions have shaped the digital landscape and continue to inspire innovation across multiple fields. The story of digital currency and smart contracts is still being written, and Szabo's ideas remain central to its unfolding narrative. In our next chapter, we will explore the future of smart contracts and their potential applications across industries. As technology continues to advance, so too do the possibilities for these transformative tools. Join us as we look ahead to the exciting developments on the horizon. A journey that takes us deep into the future of smart contracts and their potential to reshape entire industries. Nick Szabo's ideas, born from the fertile ground of the cypherpunk movement, have inspired a generation of thinkers and technologists. As we stand in the present, the influence of these ideas is expanding in ways that even their originator might not have fully anticipated. In 1994, when Szabo introduced the concept of smart contracts, the world was on the cusp of the digital revolution. The internet was becoming a fundamental part of daily life. Yet the idea of using it to automate and enforce agreements was revolutionary. Szabo's metaphor of the vending machine, where a transaction occurs automatically when requirements are met, painted a vivid picture of the potential simplification and efficiency offered by smart contracts. Fast forward to today, and smart contracts are a crucial component of many blockchain platforms, including Ethereum. Ethereum, launched in 2015 by a team led by Vitalik Buterin, has transformed the landscape by providing a decentralized platform specifically designed to support smart contracts. This innovation has opened doors to applications far beyond financial transactions, including supply chain management, real estate, and even digital identity verification. The benefits of smart contracts are vast, but so are the complexities and challenges. In 2016, short for Decentralized Autonomous Organization, was created on the Ethereum blockchain as an ambitious attempt to democratize investment. It raised over $150 million, yet just 2 months later, a vulnerability in its code led to the infamous DAO hack, resulting in a $60 million loss. This incident highlighted the critical need for robust security and careful coding practices in the development of smart contracts. Nick Szabo's background in both computer science and law uniquely positioned him to understand these complexities. His legal studies, undertaken after his graduation from the University of Washington in 1989, provided insights into how traditional legal frameworks could intersect with digital code. This dual expertise is reflected in the design of smart contracts, which can be seen as both legal agreements and software programs. As industries begin to adopt these technologies, the potential for disruption is immense. The financial sector, long characterized by intermediaries and slow processes, stands to gain significantly from the efficiencies of automated transactions. Imagine a world where loans, insurance claims, and stock trades execute instantly without the need for human intervention. Such possibilities are increasingly within reach. Outside of finance, industries such as healthcare could benefit from the transparency and security offered by blockchain and smart contracts. Patient records, traditionally scattered and difficult to manage, could be securely shared among authorized parties, ensuring privacy while improving efficiency. Moreover, smart contracts could automate compliance with complex regulations, reducing costs and errors. In the realm of intellectual property, artists and creators stand to gain new tools for protecting and monetizing their work. Smart contracts can ensure that royalties are automatically distributed according to predefined terms, providing creators with a reliable stream of income and eliminating disputes over rights. This could revolutionize the music and entertainment industries, where disputes over royalties and ownership are common. As we consider these possibilities, it's essential to recognize the broader implications of these technologies. The shift towards automation raises questions about employment, privacy, and the concentration of power. While smart contracts promise greater efficiency, they also challenge traditional roles and may necessitate new forms of regulation and oversight. The ongoing evolution of Szabo's ideas is evident in the rise of decentralized finance, or DeFi, which represents a burgeoning sector within the blockchain ecosystem. DeFi platforms allow users to lend, borrow, and trade assets without the need for traditional banks, offering higher returns and more accessibility. Yet, this democratization of finance also carries risks, as seen in various hacks that have resulted in significant financial losses. The development of smart contracts and DeFi also raises philosophical questions about trust and control. Trust, traditionally bestowed upon institutions, is now embedded in code, a shift that requires a paradigm change in how we perceive authority. As these systems grow, they challenge the very nature of centralized control, echoing Szabo's vision of a decentralized future. At the heart of these developments lies the question of identity. In 2021, Szabo's work inspired new conversations about digital identity management. Blockchain technology offers a secure and decentralized way to manage identity, potentially transforming how we prove our identity online and protecting against fraud and data breaches. As we navigate these technological landscapes, the human element remains crucial. The success of smart contracts and blockchain technologies hinges on their adoption and integration into existing systems. This requires not only technical innovation, but also collaboration across sectors and disciplines, bridging gaps between technologists, regulators, and end users. The history of technology is replete with examples of breakthroughs followed by unforeseen consequences. As we look to the future, the lessons of the past guide us in balancing innovation with caution, ensuring that these powerful tools are used responsibly and ethically. Nick Szabo's vision, articulated decades ago, is a testament to the power of imagination and foresight. His work laid the groundwork for a decentralized era, one where trust is no longer a matter of faith, but of cryptographic proof. As we stand on the brink of this transformative journey, his ideas continue to illuminate the path forward. The future of smart contracts is not just a technological evolution, but a societal one. As we explore the potential of these systems, we also redefine the nature of trust, collaboration, and human interaction. The story of smart contracts is at its core a story of change, one that resonates far beyond the realms of code and currency. As we conclude this chapter and prepare to venture deeper into the unknown, we carry with us the insights gleaned from Szabo's pioneering work. The journey is far from over, and as we explore the next chapter, we will delve into the ethical and regulatory landscapes that will shape the future of these revolutionary technologies. The journey is far from over, and as we explore the next chapter, we will delve into the ethical and regulatory landscapes that will shape the future of these revolutionary technologies. Nick Szabo's legacy, woven through the fabric of digital currency and smart contracts, continues to reverberate across the globe. His work, punctuated by innovation and a deep understanding of both technology and human behavior, invites reflection as we stand at the cusp of a new era. We must consider how these ideas will fare against the winds of regulation and ethical scrutiny. Nick Szabo, who graduated from the University of Washington around 1989 with a degree in computer science, also pursued legal studies. This unique combination allowed him to articulate the concept of smart contracts in 1994, marrying code with law. His metaphor of a vending machine, a device that autonomously executes transactions, was not just a clever illustration. It was a precursor to a seismic shift in our understanding of agreements. The vending machine, in its simplicity, encapsulated an idea that would one day challenge the very nature of trust and intermediaries in contractual relationships. In the current climate, Szabo's work is more pertinent than ever. The rise of blockchain technologies and cryptocurrencies has ushered in an age where decentralization challenges traditional financial systems. As of October 2023, governments and regulatory bodies worldwide are grappling with how best to manage and integrate these technologies into existing frameworks. The potential of these innovations is immense, but so are the challenges they pose, particularly in terms of security, privacy, and regulation. In 1998, Szabo proposed BitGold, a concept that laid the groundwork for what would eventually become Bitcoin. BitGold introduced the proof-of-work mechanism, a fundamental building block in the evolution of digital currency. Although BitGold itself was never implemented, its ideas were crucial in shaping Bitcoin, created over a decade later. The concept of proof-of-work, which ensures that consensus on the network is maintained without the need for a central authority, is now a cornerstone of most cryptocurrencies. Szabo's ideas have sparked debates that extend beyond the boundaries of technology. The ethical considerations of these innovations are profound. Smart contracts promise efficiency and transparency, but they also raise questions about accountability and control. Who is responsible when a smart contract fails or is exploited? These questions are not merely theoretical. As smart contracts become more prevalent, they will encounter real-world legal systems that are often ill-equipped to handle such novelties. One of the most enduring mysteries surrounding Szabo is his potential connection to Bitcoin's creation. Speculation abounds that Szabo could be Satoshi Nakamoto, the pseudonymous creator of Bitcoin. While Szabo has explicitly denied being Nakamoto, the similarities in their writings and concepts have fueled persistent curiosity. This intrigue is emblematic of the broader enigma that surrounds the inception of cryptocurrencies, the blend of anonymity, privacy, and revolution. As regulators consider the future of cryptocurrencies, they are tasked with addressing the tension between innovation and control. How should these digital assets be classified? Should they be treated as currencies, securities, or something entirely new? These questions are at the heart of regulatory debates in financial hubs like the United States, the European Union, and China. The outcomes of these discussions will significantly influence how cryptocurrencies and smart contracts evolve. In the United States, the Securities and Exchange Commission, SEC, has taken a cautious approach, often classifying certain digital assets as securities. This stance places cryptocurrencies under strict regulatory scrutiny, which some argue stifles innovation. Yet, this conservative view aims to protect investors from fraud and manipulation. Meanwhile, in the European Union, the Markets in Crypto Assets Regulation, MIA, set to be fully implemented by 2024, seeks to create a comprehensive regulatory framework that balances innovation with consumer protection. China, with its vast digital landscape, has taken an even more stringent approach. In late 2021, China declared all cryptocurrency transactions illegal, citing concerns over financial stability and fraud. This decision reflects a broader strategy of maintaining tight control over financial markets. Despite this, China has shown considerable interest in blockchain technology, particularly in its application through central bank digital currencies, CBDCs. The story of Nick Szabo and his contributions reflects a broader narrative of the Cypherpunk movement, a group dedicated to privacy and cryptographic techniques. The cypherpunks, active in the early days of the internet, foresaw many of the privacy concerns that have since become prevalent. They advocated for the use of cryptography as a tool for maintaining individual privacy in an increasingly interconnected world. Szabo was a prominent figure in this movement, participating in the cypherpunk mailing list, where ideas were freely exchanged and debated. David Chaum, another pioneer in digital cash systems, significantly influenced Szabo's ideas. Chom's work on anonymous communication and digital currency laid the groundwork for many cryptographic protocols used today. His influence can be seen in Szabo's emphasis on privacy and decentralization. This lineage of thought underscores the deeply human desire for autonomy and security in the digital age. As we reflect on Szabo's legacy, we must also look forward. Emerging technologies such as quantum computing, artificial intelligence, and IoT, Internet of Things, have the potential to transform smart contracts and cryptocurrencies further. Quantum computers, with their vast processing power, could one day break existing cryptographic codes, a prospect that demands new, quantum-resistant algorithms. Artificial intelligence could enhance smart contracts by making them more adaptive and responsive to real-time data. In practical terms, industries ranging from finance to supply chain management are exploring smart contracts' potential to reduce costs and increase transparency. These innovations are being trialed in pilot programs across the globe. Companies are investing in blockchain technologies to streamline operations, increase trust, and reduce fraud. In healthcare, for instance, blockchain and smart contracts are being used to secure patient data, ensuring privacy while enabling efficient data sharing among providers. The ethical and regulatory landscapes we navigate today are a testament to Szabo's foresight and the enduring relevance of his ideas. They highlight the necessity of thoughtful discourse and careful consideration as we integrate these technologies into society. While the path is fraught with challenges, it is also ripe with opportunity. The dialogue between regulators, technologists, and the public will be crucial in shaping a future where these innovations can thrive responsibly. As we conclude, it is clear that Nick Szabo's contributions have left an indelible mark on the world. The evolution of smart contracts, cryptocurrencies, and the quest for decentralization continue to inspire new generations of innovators. These ideas challenge us to rethink the foundations of trust, authority, and privacy in our digital lives. The journey is indeed far from over, and as we move forward, we will explore the convergence of these technologies with the principles of trust and verification. Join us in the next chapter as we delve deeper into how these concepts will redefine our understanding of digital integrity and the potential for a future unbounded by traditional limitations. In the quiet hum of the digital age, Nick Szabo's work stands as a testament to the boundless potential of human ingenuity. His ideas, once considered fringe concepts, now form the backbone of an increasingly interconnected world, where trust is woven not through personal connections, but through lines of code. Reflecting on Szabo's journey, we see a profound narrative about human nature and our relentless pursuit of freedom. In his pursuit of decentralization, Szabo sought to create systems where individuals could transact and interact without the shadow of overarching authority. This quest speaks to our inherent desire for autonomy, for a world where trust is not imposed but algorithmically assured. Money and technology, in Szabo's vision, are liberated from the constraints of traditional systems. They become tools of empowerment, operating independently of centralized control. Trust, once a fragile human construct, is transformed into a robust digital mechanism, immune to fallibility and corruption. Yet this story is not solely about technology. It is about the enduring human spirit, driven by curiosity and a longing for innovation. Szabo's ideas challenge us to rethink the foundational structures of our society, questioning the institutions we have relied upon for centuries. As we stand at the precipice of a new era, the concepts of smart contracts and digital currencies continue to evolve, influencing industries far beyond finance. They remind us of the power of visionaries like Szabo, who dared to imagine a future that others could not yet see. The legacy of Nick Szabo is not just in the technologies he helped create, but in the conversations he sparked about the nature of trust and value. It is a legacy that invites us to ponder deeper questions about our relationship with technology and the kind of world we wish to build. As you drift into a restful state, consider the possibilities that arise when we blend human creativity with the precision of technology. Let thoughts of a decentralized future guide you gently to sleep, where dreams of innovation and autonomy dance in the quiet corners of your mind. This has been The Ghost in the Machine from Satoshi's Lullaby. Sleep well and let the whispers of progress soothe your journey into the night.